Our guests today at the New Hampshire Legends of Hockey Banquet will hear from Ben Smith, and it is a pleasure to meet you. They tell me we have about 5 minutes. If I start reading your resume, Ben, I'm sorry, but we're not going to get through it. So I would love to hear what you're doing now, and we can kind of go back a little bit with your ties to the Olympic teams and the like. But what are you doing today?
Right now for USA Hockey, my main responsibility is kind of player personnel director with our boys under 20 national team that plays every year in the World Junior Championships. Mm-hmm. So it's a great way for me personally to stay in the game, stay in the ranks. So I see a lot of hockey over the course of a year where I'm watching, like right now I'm watching mostly boys born in the year 2000, 2001 that will be representing our team in the Czech Republic come Christmas time and New Year's holiday. So that World Junior Tournament is one of the ones that's really a big tournament on the calendar. I think outside of the Stanley Cup and the Olympic Games, I think the World Junior Championships is really one of the highlights for hockey during the course of the year. And two of our inductees today, Darren and Fred, both played on those World Junior Championships when they were age eligible.
And we're excited about the team?
We're always excited about the team, but I think this year, we've got our challenges because over the years, one of the things as we've gotten, I would say, much more refined and involved in the selection process, and as our players have gotten better, it's fun to see how good our young players are. For instance, this year we probably would have put a first line on the ice of Jack Hughes, Oliver Wahlstrom, and Joel Farabee. And Jack, of course, is with New Jersey, and Wahlstrom just got called up by the Islanders, and I have a sneaky suspicion that Farabee will be joining the Flyers before the leaves are all off the trees. So they probably won't be with us this Christmas time at the World Junior Tournament. But we've got other players that are waiting in the wings, and we're watching them, culling over them, and seeing which ones are going to be make the final selection.
Your career includes the first ever gold medal, right, for the United States women's Olympic hockey team as the head coach, and previous to that, you were with the United States men's Olympic hockey team. These are some terrific opportunities and some great ways to be involved with our sport.
Yeah, I've really been blessed, and I think part of it goes back to the mid '80s when I was working with Jack Parker at Boston University as his assistant, and over the years we did a pretty good job of recruiting top players to BU, and a lot of those players were kids that our national programs were looking for. So I think that probably in order to let these kids go, I think the people at USA Hockey thought it might be a good idea if I got involved with the junior team. So I helped coach it in 85, 86, and 87. And along the way met a guy by the name of Dave Peterson, who was going to be the 88 Olympic coach and the 92 Olympic coach. So I got on board in 88 in Calgary and have had some great opportunities with USA Hockey and started working for the Federation in June of 96, and I've been there ever since.
There's a lot that you've been involved with. As I mentioned, it's a long resume. Anything in this sport that maybe you wished a path might have taken you towards, something that you didn't get to do?
No, I can't really look back and think. I've been really fortunate. One of the things that is so great about the sport are the associations that you make. And I was lucky enough to work for Tim Taylor, a legendary coach down at Yale University, for 5 years. And then, as I said earlier, I got to work with Jack Parker. So, yep. Two of the great being here at a Legends luncheon here today. I feel like I, spent. Almost 20 years, 15 or 20 years working with, two giants in the field, and then, the associations that you make with players. I get a kick out of seeing my friend David Quinn, or my friend Mike Sullivan, or my friend Peter Laviolette, guys that are coaching in the NHL, and some of those guys have coached Olympic teams. And I think it was in 2006, Keith Allain, the Yale coach, and Mike Sullivan, the Penguins coach, and I think Pete Laviolette, that was the coaching staff of the men's side, and I was coaching the women's side, and I spent a lot of time with those guys that I had coached before. So it's always fun to think back to see the associations that you have made, and what's the old Saturday Night Live? Hockey's been very, very good to me.
All right, one quick final question. What's the state of the sport? Are we in good shape? I think if I were to guess, we're mining hockey players from a lot different areas than we ever did before.
Yeah, that's the thing that's really interesting, Bob. Over the course of my tenure in the game, is to see that how it's spread far and wide. And in my job now, in looking for the best 2000 or best 2001 birth year players, you have to look twice at the port of calls for these young kids, where they come from. It's Florida, it's Texas, it's California, it's Colorado, it's Alabama, as well as New England, as well as Michigan and Minnesota and New York. But the game has really, really grown. And I think the NHL has to take a lot of credit for that, for going into these markets. When you see Austin Matthews being the first pick overall from Phoenix, Arizona, and obviously he got to watch the Coyotes as he was growing up, and it is interesting to see where the kids are coming, and they are coming from all, well, I'd say 49. I don't think I've seen a Hawaii player yet, but the rest of the 49 states are pretty well represented.
Thank you for spending time with us today, and thank you for being a part of our New Hampshire Legends of Hockey banquet today.
Oh, it's my pleasure and my honor.
Ben Smith, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.